I'm going to show you how to communicate in a way you haven't learned before. When you learn these tips, you'll never get rejected by a woman ever again, even on your worst day. If you want to start dating up rather than taking what you can get, this is for you, my man. Let's get it. Masculine, not aggressive. Do you know why women like the dude that doesn't always have everything together? Like he's staying in trouble, he's out in the streets, and he's got more drama than the Real Housewives? Because he's appealing to them through masculinity. He's talking to them like he's in charge. Women like a man who's definitive. It comes across as masculine. Women like men who have a vision, a set of goals, and some kind of hustle. Hustle has become a bad word in some spaces, but hustle is another word for drive. Women like men who are driven. When you're driven and definitive about where you want to go and what you want to do, you're communicating with her, bruh. It's not one specific conversation. It's an ongoing conversation of your personality driving for more out of life, and guess what? She's attracted to it. You'll notice the subtitle mentioned not aggressive. You don't have to be extra in your masculinity. You don't need to be overprotective, loud, or boisterous. Just be the best version of yourself. Being aggressive and overprotective communicates being controlling. No one wants to or deserves to be controlled or in a controlling relationship. Simply be authentically masculine, and you're saying a lot without saying anything at all. Pay close attention. Have you ever seen the scene in Hitch where the guy walks over to Eva Mendes and he brings her a drink? You'll remember that Hitch has already checked with the bartender and asked what she's drinking, and he brings her what she's drinking, not what he guessed she might like. Pay attention, bruh. In this case, Hitch checked her out and asked the bartender what she likes. That's extra points, right? But again, it's making a concerted effort to find out what she likes. I was just discussing with a friend, a woman who went with a man to look at a sport coat. The man said he liked the sport coat, so the woman went back and bought him a sport coat. But guess what, fam? She bought the one she liked, not the one he picked out. She's not paying attention. If you're meeting someone for the first time, look at how they're dressed, what they're eating or drinking, what they're doing in the moment. Listen to what they say and listen to the vocabulary they're using, the tone and the level of excitement in their voice when they speak about a certain topic. If they talk about going home, for example, and their eyes light up talking about Minnesota. I mean, it's cold there. I don't really know why they'd be all pumped about going back to Minnesota, but I digress. Save that in your mental Rolodex. If this relationship grows, guess what? You need to be planning a trip to Minnesota, parka, Ugg boots, and all. If you just met, watch to see if she looks in your eyes. Is it a gaze? Is it a quick glance? Is she being coy, or does she seem like she's trying to get away? Pay close attention. If she's trying to leave, don't force her to stay. Use what you've learned to move forward. I see that you like coffee, so I know this amazing coffee shop about 3 blocks down the street. Let's meet there in a couple days. You're honoring that she needs to go, but you're also making a decisive statement about getting together soon. Paying attention is communicating that you notice her and you care about her needs. Talk about the moment. You see a woman in a clothing store. She's looking at a dress. You've already made up your mind you're going to approach her. So what do you say? Let's try 3 options. Option 1, excuse me, I couldn't help but to see how attractive you were. My name's Jay. What's your name? Option 2, dang, I see you over there. You looking kind of good. That dress will look nice on you. Let me buy it for you. Option 3, excuse me, you look like you have great taste in dresses. I'm considering this one for my niece. She's 14. Do you think it's age appropriate? Rewind and listen to those options again if necessary. Let me know down in the comments which one you think fits a successful communication style. I'll hop in and drop the answer. If you're meeting someone for the first time in a random space and time, not like a set-up Tinder date, Talk about the moment you're in. If you're in the Apple store and she's trying on the Apple Watch, what do you think about the 3? I have the 2 and it's cool, but it doesn't seem to have all the functionality I want. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you don't need to be over complimentary with your words. Simply make a comment on whatever's going on around you. If you're standing and waiting in a long line, you might say, "This line is so long and your skin is just glistening. I'm in a complete sweat." All of these initial questions or comments are disarming, and they feel like you're not really hitting on her. They feel like a general conversation with another human being. Now that you've broken the ice, you can ask a follow-up question, or she may have a question for you. "I've been in this line for a minute. I don't know if these tickets to see Babyface were worth all this. What section are you sitting in? Who's your favorite artist in the show?" Staying with the theme of being in the moment on the follow-up question makes it easy to communicate that you're interested, but not overly pressing. You want to get to know them better, but you can take your time and enjoy the moment. Keep the conversation in the moment when you meet someone new. It's amazing how easy the conversation will flow, and you make the connection for later almost effortlessly. Pay close attention to this one. She's the only one in the room. Okay, so now you met little shawty. Wait. I'm just kidding. Don't say that. Y'all will be out here in these streets trying to blame the charisma dude, talking about, "You said to holler little shawty and she bailed on me." No, I didn't. Once you meet and connect, when you talk to her, I want you to speak to her like she's the only one in the room. Body language is the best communicator. And if you want to win, do this every single time you meet someone new. Stand approximately 3 feet away and point your body directly at theirs, especially your belly button and feet. Point them toward that person. This might be new to you because we live in this distracted world where our bodies are moving like our minds in 20 different directions. I remember once I was in a room where a woman I hadn't seen in a long time saw me. She came over, gave me a hug, and as we were talking, she stood eye to eye, belly button and feet pointing toward me. I had her undivided attention. So a friend saw us from a few feet away and he asked me later if I used to date her. I said, "No, she's just a friend." Not like Biz Marquis, she really was just a friend. Her body language of the simple, undistracted attention was so uncommon that it was different to my boy. Use this nuance to your advantage. Treat her like she's the only one in the room. When you communicate with this body language, especially with the woman you just met, that she's the only one in the room, how do you think this makes her feel? Important? Honored? Valued? All of the above. Communicate to her that she's the only one in the room. If you haven't watched the channel, what are you doing? I'm Jay Hurt. Welcome to the Confident Charismatic, where we talk about charisma, confidence, and winning in life. Communication is so much more than just talking. It's about how we give signals that others easily pick up and gravitate toward. If you learn to deliver the message that you're interested, but you do it through other communication methods besides talking, she'll pick up the signals and be more inclined to learn more about you. When you master the art of subliminal communication with an amazing woman, you're so far ahead of the game, you'll realize charisma was always your superpower. You just didn't know it.